I picked up a couple of things actually. I don't know if they'll allow me to do one video for 2 product reviews, but we'll see. I don't know. I may even split it up. So anyway, I picked up 2 things from Canadian Tire. As you may know, if you look at the link, you'll see I'm playing around with a power supply for the car, and I need some proper cables, 6 gauge for my Power Max. And I was looking at different ways of doing it, but I thought, hey, why don't I get a nice set of jump leads, chop the ends off, and I've got it. So I just wanted to give you this review on 2 things, and I'm probably going to have to split it up. So the first one is these Motomaster. Okay, can you see? Motomaster booster cables. I'm not going to tell you the price because I think sometimes they don't like you putting a price and they'll wipe the video, so I'm not going to do that. But it was a very good price. No problems with that at all. Now, I have a battery pack which I also got from Canadian Tire, and that's been doing me fantastic, no problem. But I always like keeping a set of these in the car. And the last ones I've got were a different make, again, no, sorry, a different size. Again, Motomaster, for some reason I picked them up. It's a good brand, and I've used them. I actually have used them in anger when the car died, and they work, no problem, and I haven't had any issues, and I've just taken them out now. So now, one thing you have to understand with booster cables is you have something called so the size of the wire or the gauge. Sometimes it's listed as AWG, which AWG means American wire gauge, and it's an international gauge for the size of the cable. So for example, it goes from, I don't know what it goes from, but it goes from a high number to a low number. So if you buy something which is 6 AWG, it is a certain size. If you buy something, say 10 AWG, it's smaller. If you buy, say, 1 gauge, it's bigger. So the smaller the number, the bigger the cable. Now, it all really depends on what you're using it for, and generally speaking, the bigger the wire, the thicker the wire, okay, the more current it can handle. Granted, when you jump start a car, you don't need, it's only a large amount of current for a short period of time just to get the car started. Now, if you've got a smaller car with a smaller battery, you don't need as much the diameter. Obviously, if you've got a big truck, you need a bigger one. And also, the bigger the wire, it's heavier, and all that kind of stuff. So so generally speaking, okay, generally speaking, the cheaper, the easier ones to handle are 8 AWG. Okay. Now, one good thing I like about this packaging, it actually has. Can you see on there? So when you're shopping, you can decide whether you want 1, 4, 6, or 8 gauge. Now, previously I had 8 gauge, but I need 6 gauge, which is why I bought this. And also it tells you it's this one is a 12 feet length of cable, and it's designed for those type of vehicles. So basically a car, okay? So, and on the bottom here, can you see here? And I think that's very helpful. If you're buying a product, it really helps you. I mean, I know what I'm looking at, but some people don't. So for example, this is suitable for power sports, compact cars, and mid-sized cars, but not really for full-size cars or trucks. So maybe you might need to go for the 4 AWG. On the back also, it's got instructions on how to use them, which is good because you need to know how to connect them. There is a certain way to connect them and how to connect them. If you don't do them, you may be in a problem. And it's a nice little bag to just put this and bang it in the back. But the one thing I do like about these, all right, is the fact, if I show you, it has numbers. Look at this. Ignore this because I've just chopped these off, but they're numbered 1, then 2, then 3 and 4. So it tells you, because sometimes people have the wires and they don't know how the hell to connect them up. So for example, cable 1 you connect first, then cable 2, then cable 3 and cable 4. So you really can't go wrong, and I like that. It's a good idea for novices. Now, the business end. this is really good. Now, what I'm going to show you a couple of things on here which are really good on this brand and this thing. And so what you really want is, this is metal, and if you hear, see how hard that is. Now when you, and I don't know if I have something here I can, oh maybe I have a screwdriver. Okay, let's say this is a terminal. You want something to really grip onto the terminal, right? Has to grip and have a good connection. Can you see I'm trying to pull this off and it's not moving? So you really want something really grippy. If this is loose and it's not gripping properly, you're not going to get a proper jump. Also, I like the fact that this is metal and not plastic. I've had problems with other jump start cables, and you bang them or throw them and they get chipped and they get broken. Now the good thing with this, it's metal, it's not going to break, it's not going to chip. But the problem with metal is if you have metal jump leads and you don't do it right, you're gonna spark. Now the good thing is with this is, I mean there are a couple of places here, but generally speaking it's difficult to spark. I mean you can. I mean, technically speaking, you can, but it's very well enameled, and in use, most people with common sense aren't going to accidentally. You're generally going to do this. You're not going to do this. I guarantee that. But like, if something falls, it's not really gonna. It's going to fall like that, right? So nothing's going to spark. Inside here, there's a lovely. You can see here. Can you see that? This clip is really doing its job. I do like this. This is a really good jump cable. The connector, sorry, really good. Now, I have cut the other ends off. This is not how it comes. I've cut these off because what I want to do is I'm using them for my power supply. So one end's going to go in the power supply, and this is going to go onto the batteries. But I want to show you. Look at these copper cables. Look at these copper cables. Really good. Now I have tinned them and soldered them, but they are a proper cable. So yeah, I haven't used them, and I guarantee these will work. So if you want a good cheap-ish, it's not it's in the price point you want to. I really so badly want to tell you the price. You do want to get something not okay. Let's face it, some of us can't really buy expensive stuff, and that's fine. And I would say don't go out and buy cheap stuff. I've used Motomaster before. Motomaster are a really good brand. It's Canadian Tire's own brand. Definitely, it's a good brand. I've got a lot of different stuff from Motomaster, and I have never had a problem. So don't necessarily. And there are other brands, and I'm not going to name them on the channel on this video. But there is nothing wrong with using a name brand or an unnamed brand, and these are fantastic. So for I'm bleeping out, bleep, 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 X amount of money. These are really good. 12 feet. They're labeled up. The cable is actually also good construction. Another thing, the problem you have with thicker cable is it is not as flexible. And the problem is if you don't have a flexible cable, it tends to break and snap. But it's nice and flexible, so it's not going to get damaged. It's not going to get broken. So yeah, I would definitely say, for me, yours truly, the Big J, gives us a big thumbs up. Go out and buy these. Keep them in your car because you will never know if you're going to use them. You know, there is an advantage actually. Nowadays you can get power packs, okay, and that's fine. They're small, they're compact, and it'll help you out. And these can be a bit more bigger and cumbersome. But let me tell you an advantage of this. Okay, can you guess? What's the advantage of using this over a battery-powered pack? There's nothing to go wrong, right? There's no charging. This works every single time, right? The problem with the power pack is you've got to make sure if you don't use it every now and again, you put a charge in it, use it, blah, blah, blah. But this works time in, time out. And it's usually when you need it the most. So I think it's a good idea to have one of these in the car. I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep one in the car. I'm happy with my power pack, which I bought from Canadian Tire as well, but I'll see. I chopped the other ends off on my other one, my spare one, so we'll see. And mine's a new car anyway, and I've got AA. So, but yeah, I would definitely say go out, buy these. I don't know what the number is on these, the serial, the part number, but on the video, if they do post this up, you'll probably see it on there. But it's labelled up as 23521. I don't know if that's the thing, or 011 1207-8. and there is a serial number on, but it's a good one. I like the idea of this. It's a really, I think this is good. The fact it's got everything on the front you need to know, connection on the back, you can't go wrong for the money I paid for it. So from yours truly, Big James, peace out, Unity I, go out and get this. Take care, bye for now.